previous years, Medicine Lake Road in Golden Valley was prone to flooding, and with all the rain this spring, you would think it would happen again. But as I found out, efforts from the city and the Bassett Creek Watershed Management Commission have changed that.
It's a wet week, or month for that matter.
This spring has experienced more rainfall than we've had in several of the recent years in the last decade.
That rain means potential flooding. Longtime Golden Valley residents near DeCola Ponds are too familiar. Some parts of the road would flood up to 5 feet high, making it impossible for cars to pass through. City engineer Michael Ryan says it's a problem the city's faced for years.
Historically, there's been flooding in the area, including Medicine Lake Road and some of the infrastructure and buildings nearby.
But today, Medicine Lake Road drivers don't have to fear flooding anymore. Crystal, New Hope, Golden Valley, and their project partners came together with solutions over the last 5 years that Ryan says seem to be working.
While several of those years have experienced drought, these systems haven't really been tested until this year when we've received all of this rainfall.
The system, Ryan says, includes expanding DeCola Pond's storage level and adding more native plants.
That all really helps absorb some of the water with the deep roots that native vegetation tends to have.
The Liberty Housing Project nearby also added on-site flood storage. And today, watching cars pass by freely, Ryan says the hard work is paying off.
Being able to keep that dry because of these improvements and others going on in the city has really been critical to helping provide equitable access,
even as the rain continues to pour.
You can check out what else has been done so far to improve DeCola Ponds on Golden Valley's website. We'll link that for you at ccxmedia.org. In other news, local police departments are receiving help to fill job vacancies.
We need police officers on the street. We need to get them through schooling. We need to get them qualified. We need to get them passing their post-license test. And it takes a lot of resources and quite honestly, it takes a lot of money. So it's great the state is stepping up to help us out with that.
Brooklyn Park is receiving $100,000 in state grant funding to help put 2 cadets through law enforcement training. Brooklyn Park is one of 35 police departments across the state to benefit from the new Peace Officer Education and Training Grant Program.
We're super excited about the opportunity, and I think it's going to continue to be a way for us to feed our officer pool, because that's really our number one priority is getting more police officers on the street.
The Maple Grove Police Department also received $50,000 to train 1 cadet as part of an initial cohort of grant funding. After this next school year, an elementary school in Brooklyn Park will serve a different population. Crestview Elementary is in the Osseo School District, and it's set to be repurposed beginning fall 2025. The school was picked to offer cultural heritage immersion pre-K and community-based programming. It'll offer a community clinic, an American Indian Cultural Center, and other programs based on community feedback. District representatives say this decision came from many years of research.
With that community-based programming, there'll be opportunity for almost like a hub in that part of our district for after-school evening enrichment, different opportunities for community.
Students and staff will move to different schools throughout the area. Families will choose between 3 schools to transfer their students to. In the meantime, school officials say they will provide plenty of opportunities in the coming year to celebrate the elementary school's legacy. Maple Grove is testing out a unique method this summer to improve its trails. As the Lane Cleveland reports, city officials say this new method is designed to help the Public Works Department save time and money.
Maple Grove has more than 135 miles of park trails.
This is one of the loop trails that goes around the Arbor Lakes area.
Public Works and Engineering Director Chris LaBounty says the widely used trails near the government center are more than 20 years old, and they're beginning to show their age.
So to start in understanding what our maintenance and replacement needs will be, we have to understand what the condition of the pavement is right now.
To help the city better understand the condition of the pavement, they've called in some help from a Golden Valley engineering firm. For the last week, this utility task vehicle has been making its way through the city, using cameras and sensors to look at every crack, bump, and imperfection on Maple Grove's trail system.
So on the top is that technology that's collecting the data So it's taking pictures similar to like a street view that you might see online. Then it takes that data, and then after it collects it, ties it to the actual trail segment. After the fact, it'll use that to analyze the pavement condition.
The UTV can do in 3 weeks what it would take the city's public works employees an entire summer to accomplish. In LaBounty's mind, it's worth the $35,000 price tag.
Historically, the city would use just, we call it like the windshield test or the walking test. So we'd have members of our streets or parks department take a look at the condition and then try to evaluate and rank them against each other.
The UTV, on the other hand, will use artificial intelligence to come up with ratings for the condition of the pavement. With that precise data, the city will be able to make a more informed decision when it comes time to replace the aging trails.
Although we have limited funding to do that. So the rating work that we're doing will make sure that we're putting those dollars in the areas of the most need, where we're able to do the most amount of benefit for the entire community.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The data compiled by the UTV will be presented to Maple Grove's Park Board and City Council this fall.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
Three-sport athletes aren't as common as they used to be in high school sports in this era of specialization. In the CCX Sports Spotlight Flashback from this spring, Jay Wilcox profiled a brother duo for the Armstrong baseball, football, and hockey teams.
No matter the season, they're key players on prominent Armstrong teams. Brothers Dayton and Dawson Franke are a grade apart, but have played together much of the way in football, hockey, and in the spring, baseball. They have a special bond.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we both understand each other very well. You know, if he sees something that I'm not doing right, he'll tell me, and he knows how I work, and same for him too.
We're both super competitive, and we kind of just love kind of yapping at each other and starting stuff, so that's fun, and it's just kind of, we're always together. So if we're in bad moods or whatever, it always gets fixed quick enough.
They're great kids. They're very competitive kids. They're competitive against each other, but they're, you know, it's a healthy competition that they have, and they make our team better by making our team more competitive.
The Frankes helped Armstrong to the state tournament this past fall in football. Senior Dayton is a rugged but mobile defensive lineman who had a team-high 6 tackles for loss, while junior Dawson stepped in as a first-year starter at quarterback and threw for 1,667 yards and 23 touchdowns, while also rushing for 376 yards. In hockey, forward Dawson had 5 goals and 4 assists, while bruising defenseman Dayton had 7 assists. This spring, first baseman Dayton, one of the most feared sluggers in the state, is hitting .333 with 8 RBIs despite being pitched around, while speedy shortstop Dawson has played solid D and stolen 5 bases and scored 4 runs.
Baseball's always been my favorite, you know, just peaceful. It's, I don't know, just naturally just love baseball. Football is very physical, and I've always loved playing football. I grew up as a quarterback and switched to a D lineman, and that's always fun. And hockey was kind of a new thing we picked up. Nobody in my family's ever played, and when I was 5, I tried it out, and we just kept doing it.
I'd say baseball's 1. Football was 3 for a while, but now I'd say it's 2. I had a lot of fun last year. And then hockey, 3 right now, but I still love hockey too.
Franke back to pass.
In a pretty large school like Armstrong and in a competitive conference like the Northwest Suburban, playing 3 sports isn't all that common anymore. But the Frankes wouldn't have it any other way, even if there can be some schedule conflicts.
I mean, sometimes for summer, but mostly in season, it works out pretty good.
My parents both grew up playing 3 sports, and me and Dawson both enjoyed playing 3 sports, so our whole thing was let's play 3 sports as long as we can, and it's been a blast, and I would never change it for anything.
I think we're blessed to have guys play 3 sports around here. We had Drew Kemple doing that last year as well, at a high level as well. You know, some guys play 3 sports, But these guys are playing it at a high level. They've been in the state tournament. They've been in section games. They've been playing at the varsity level for a long time in these three sports, and it's a great thing to see. I know college coaches love good athletes, and it's 4 years of your life that you're never going to get back. So why not give it a whirl? I love having guys that play other sports, and by the time they get to baseball, they're really excited for baseball.
Dayton's accepted a scholarship offer to play baseball at South Dakota State next season. He's excited about the opportunity, but does admit it will be an adjustment to be without his little brother Dawson.
It's crazy, I've been playing with him my whole life. It's going to be sad. It's going to be hard for me. It's going to be a tough swallow, but I'm sure whatever he's going to do in his sports career is going to be amazing, and just can't wait to follow him.
I think it'll be good and bad, some separation, but also I'll probably miss him. It'll be a while since I haven't been with him.
For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm Jay Wilcox.
Dayton was selected for this weekend's Play Ball Minnesota All-Star Series and is on the Metro North team. That's all for sports. Thanks for watching CCX.